Hey, how's it going? It's September 4th, 2022. This is your Daily Sweet Talk. Have I been saying August? I don't know. This is a glass bottle uh, for coffee, and I feel like that's the only time you see glass bottles anymore. Snapple is no longer sold in glass bottles. This is a plastic bottle. This is the main type of bottle they have now. This weird design. They had uh so first they had these sort of like these shaped bottles for a few specific like teas. They would have stuff sometimes. They would have a few canned things as well. But these were rare things. These were and as a Snapple bottle collector, which I am, I liked these few variations. But then they completely switched to plastic, and it was a plastic version of their old glass bottle design, and it had a lot of problems. And I've talked about this before. It would not close all the way. I mean, you could you could reseal it after opening in the store, and it would have this would be sealed. So they switched to this design, which is just like a normal juice bottle, basically. This in particular is Snapple Elements, which is a relaunch of an old campaign they had. And if you look at those old glass bottles, those were some of the coolest glass bottle designs that Snapple has ever had. Some of the coolest glass bottle designs I've ever seen. I don't understand why this is not even Starbucks. Starbucks coffee, bottled coffee is expensive. This is just like Hostess made a type of coffee, and this was what they released it in. So bottled coffee is still often in glass bottles, unless you're like Dunkin' Donuts. I just have these bottles on hand. This was the only one I prepared. Actually, this was the one I prepared also. I don't understand why Starbucks and companies like this are able to make glass bottles, but Snapple is not. I guess this happened during the pandemic that they fully switched to this type of design, but it's been a long time coming because they'd switched to the plastic version of the old designs, and that had problems, and this doesn't really have problems, and it is a nice design, but it's such a downgrade, and I feel like Snapple loses all their identity. No, in fact, Snapple literally does lose all their identity. Maybe I'm just reiterating the points I made in the Snapple bottles video that I made. But they really do lose all their identity because they're literally called Snapple. I saw someone complaining about this recently, and they made some excellent points. I think it was Chris Reagan. I don't know a lot about him, but I saw a video he made talking about how Snapple bottles changed, and he was right. He made a lot of great points. I don't think one thing he touched on though, or one thing I don't think he touched on, they're literally called Snapple, and it doesn't snap anymore. It's a plastic lid. This is not cool. The facts are still there, but it's like it's not the same at all. The lids are, I mean, at least it has the logo on it, but still it's like and this is not even, I mean, I guess you can't do this really with plastic bottles, but this is not printed on. I could like remove this label. Which is really, I mean, that's a dumb point actually, because that's true for any. I mean, this could be removed. This could be torn off. So I don't know what I made that point for. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying anything I don't think anyone else disagrees with. I think at the most someone would be like, I don't care. A bottle's a bottle. I heard in, he made a point in that video I saw that it tastes different. I guess I would agree with that as well. It tastes better from a glass bottle, sure. I know I've heard a lot of people say that. Mainly it's just really like they lose their identity by not having the glass bottles. I don't know if they're going to change. I just feel like they're kind of doomed if they don't change back, because that's, I mean, people buy Snapple because it's a recognizable brand that people like. But this is not recognizable. This is just like very generic. Even with this tie-in, this throwback, it's very generic.